Hello chaps, now I haven't spoken about the warning in a while, but with the performance video coming out yesterday for Ego, I was reminded that although I spoke about it on Twitch, we didn't ever do a video about Ego, so here we are. And it's going to be a bit different today, because I sometimes get, not criticised, but there isn't, I suppose, as much depth. I have to be careful about how much of my own emotional energy I spend on a lot of these videos, because when going into depth about a band like I do with Sleep Token, I feel like it has to be justified. And with Ego, I think that there is justification for going a little bit deeper, because when it comes to criticism, I think I'm starting to learn that the warning do get a lot in certain places. They're too young, they're not metal enough, they're too successful, they're industry plants. Just fuck me. Some people even saying they're not real musicians. Like, that's a fucking bizarre statement. But nevertheless, what Ego seems to do is to spin all of that criticism on its head. Because instead of apologizing and saying, oh, sorry for believing in ourselves, sorry for working really hard and becoming really successful, Ego kind of says exactly that. You're calling it ego. We're just self-assured and confident. And whether that be in their lyrics or their emotional ability to translate that, or their technical acumen or their marketing, or what they choose to produce as their next song. And, of course, one must consider that we still live, regardless of whether it's the entertainment industry or not, we live in a patriarchal society where having three young ladies, three sisters, saying that can put people off. It can ruffle feathers. It can make people go, no, that's ego. But why the fuck shouldn't they have ego? And we're going to get into the word ego in a moment as well, because with the addition of Pow now using these screams, as we'll get to when we listen through the song in a moment, there's an emotional temperature rising here, because it's not anguish, it's outrage. And of course the warning have written songs in Spanish before, but this is a major single. They are on the crest of the wave right now. Obviously, the tours with Youngblood, the rub they're getting from so many other bands who are saying, yo, the warning of the real fucking deal, even down to people like myself and other reactors and analysts or people in the music industry who were like, yo, these girls are the real deal. So to release this in Spanish kind of feels like they are dragging themselves with them into the spotlight. And we will talk about this more in a moment when obviously we get to the music video. But the music video is important because they've described themselves about the music video being about reclaiming power, about standing tall in your own identity, and trying to remain yourself while everybody around you judges you. And that's why the paparazzi imagery is important, because these sisters are being constantly judged. Anybody in the spotlight is constantly judged. So the cameras become symbolic, and it becomes about a form of scrutiny, which everybody working in the creative or entertainment industry, even myself, like even just these videos, when somebody goes like, nope, don't agree with that, and they go in the comments, I think you're talking shit, Glen. That's scrutiny. And that's the point, because art is subjective. It is opinion based. But that idea that you are under constant scrutiny, that scrutiny is part of your life, and how you respond to that, I think is kind of intrinsically like drenched here in this song. But I'm going to go a little bit off-piste here, because the title of this song is Ego, and most people hear that word and they think arrogance. But Carl Jung would very much disagree, because for Jung, the ego isn't arrogance. The ego is the sorting box, the organizing center of a conscious identity. When you ask yourself, who am I? An unhealthy ego says, I am better than everyone else. But a healthy ego says, I know who I am. It is not being brash and outlandish. It isn't about thinking that you're above other people. It is about knowing oneself. Know thyself. And in Ego, we do get little moments where the song itself seems to be arguing that critics confuse those two things quite a lot. And musically, there's a bunch to talk about here as well, because it isn't big and melodic in the same way that a lot of the other Warning songs have been in the past. In fact, it's quite small. It's quite industrial. Anyway, listen, we'll get to that in a moment. Fuck it. Why don't we just listen to it? So here from their forthcoming album is Ego by The Warning. Very quickly, before we even start here, as many people who follow me on Twitch will know, it's very frustrating when you go back and watch older videos and you realize that they're in a square box rather than in widescreen. But that's exactly what The Warning have chosen here. They've gone back to the old style of music video, 90s, maybe early noughties. There's a reason behind this too. Anyway, let's listen to the song. Guitar note starts off here.
Intención jamás será la de ofender. Es algo que nunca logras entender. No puedo cambiar lo que decides ver. Ya lo intenté, ya me cansé. Piensas que me importa pero ni te oí. A mí no me sobra tiempo como a ti. Es que aquí seguimos pero yo me fui. Ya te leí, te dejo ahí. Diles todo, todo, todo. Mientras hablas, tú me pagas. No me digan que yo no puedo, siempre tomo lo que yo quiero. Yo no la pienso, no muerdo un ataque directo al ego. No me digan que regalado no es mi culpa que siempre gano. Ya se nota que tiene miedo.
This whole song sneers.
Si me odias a mí, yo no quiero vivir así. Yo ya te advertí, yo no quiero vivir así. Si te digo y no me escuchas, mi voz se pierde en la
Is that
noche.
Rotty? Fucking love
Así
Rotties.
que la culpa sobre ti, yo te advertí, yo te advertí. Abro puertas que tú cierras. Lloro, solo cobro. No me digan que yo no puedo, siempre tomo lo que yo quiero. Yo no la pienso, no muerdo un ataque directo al ego. No me digan que regalado no es mi culpa que siempre
All six
gano.
rounds.
Ya se nota que tiene miedo. Un ataque directo.
It's not like their other songs. Panic chords in the back and then the run up the neck. Hey. Come on, pal. Somebody's been having fucking vocal classes.
Lo que ustedes quieren, espero que les pueda.
Like she needed them. That's Twilight.
Me digan que yo no puedo, siempre tomo lo que yo quiero. Yo no la pienso, no muerdo un ataque directo al ego. No me digan que regalado no es mi culpa que siempre gano. Ya se nota que tiene miedo. Un ataque directo al ego.
So we're in and out in less than 3 minutes. 2 minutes and 53, I think, officially, before we get to this little tag on at the end. Like, it's wham bam, thank you, ma'am. It isn't. It doesn't insist upon itself, Lois.
It insists upon itself, Lois.
What?
It insists upon itself.
What does that even mean?
So firstly, music video is in black and white, very high contrast, and then we go to like the opposition, where sometimes in the moments of panic in the music, that we changed the contrast. So it doesn't vary musically, right? It all sits around B minor, I think, but there are there's an argument there for it being like modal borrowing. Fucking hell. Like Glen with the big balls and talking about theory. I'm shit at theory, by the way, but it's ways. But there is rhythmic emphasis over like melodic flourish here. It's about even from the very fucking first line, we use breath as a rhythmic structure here. You get that? We're just swaying from one side to the other, and so that gives us a kind of again, if you're not like deliberately picking these out, but it puts us into a structure. But I would say that fuck me, and I'm not like huge opsy on the influence, the history of Latin music. However, there are rhythmic accents in here that make it feel a little bit more like groovy in like it has a Latin groove to it. It doesn't feel like middle of the road American like hard rock. It has a bit of Mexican identity to it. And it is, in my opinion, groove over progression. A lot of the other very clever musical songs that the Warning have released in the past, and this feels quite on the nose. It feels quite direct. It has a lot of like bordering on new metal influences to it, certainly industrial influences to it. It also slightly pulls back on itself at certain moments, and we have to talk about the fact that Pow is right on the limiter. When she does this scream as well, she's right on the limiter. There's no, listen, I try and recreate a lot of screams. I am not fucking doing this. There's panic in this. There's panic chords. I love the fact that they've got choreography in this as well. But that run up the bass line, Alice. That's great. It's brilliant. It's just like I've just spoken before about people like Trent Reznor, Dave Grohl, fucking Corey Taylor. There have been recordings of certain songs that they've done where you're like, that's on the limiter. That is a one and done. That is a gosh, you're not going to be able to recreate that. But it does sound like a really healthy top end scream. And apparently there's going to be loads more from Pow in this album, screaming wise, which I have to admit I'm fucking very excited about. Yeah. I fucking love when their eyes change. I know werewolves, vampires, all that shit. I've never seen Twilight, but enough of people who follow me have to let me know about it. It feels like a fight back. It feels a little bit. In fact, let's get into it. Firstly, if the whole song was chaotic and it was all out there, then Pow's screams wouldn't matter so much. But because they are a jewel in the crown in this song, it means more when she does it. And also because it's not something that we're particularly used to hearing in the Warning's music. It feels a little bit like a rupture. And because of that, it is very like clever, modern music, like modern-minded music production thinking. It's clever. It is not done, or rather, it is done by design. And the Warning have lent into anger, however you would like to define that before, but they've never lent into swagger. And this is where this song sits. It sits with a confidence. There is confidence to try something a little bit new. There is confidence to exist in the alt metal world. There is confidence in the lyrics. There's the fact that it's called Ego means that, of course, it's about fucking confidence. And also, it is not a show us all of your cards song. It is a we can do something different. Maybe you didn't expect this. Maybe this is whereas the whole album may not be songs like this. It is no. I'm going to show you one card, and it's a card that you've never seen me play before. There is also something a little bit sinister about it, perhaps a little bit more sinister than we've experienced recently. There's just something under there. The glowing, I can't get over the glowing of the eyes. Like, you know, if this was for a film, for example, in Act 2 of this, we're going to learn that they're all fucking werewolves or something like that. But yeah, Pow's scream is really on the top of the limiter, really like tilted. Like the vellum, the soft palate is a really high. It's a little bit nasal, and it's really it's not full and dark. It's like a banshee. It is it's in retaliation. That's what it feels like. It feels like a retaliatory it feels like a scream in response to something. Don't fucking at me, all right? So then, let's take a look at the lyrics. I've found something on Genius which has the Spanish lyrics next to the British ones, and my screen has just died, but it's back, fine. My intention is never to offend. It's something you never seem to comprehend. I can't change what you choose to see. I've tried. I'm done, you see. It's great. It's exactly what I was saying before. There is a level. It's self-confidence in this. You think I care, but I didn't hear a thing. Why's that happened? What's going on here? Who are you? Why are you covering up the screen? Go away. Good. You think I care, but I didn't hear a thing. I don't have a time to waste like you. Bling. You think we're still here, but I already left. I've read you. I'm done. Take a breath. Tell them how I buy it all. While you talk, you pay my call. Okay, critics, people like me, analysts, YouTube reactors, whatever. We are literally, I make no money off this video. I'm not going to plug my Ko-fi right now, but you know, whatever. It all goes to the label. So every time we talk about a band, whether it be negatively or not, they get paid. And even if they don't get paid directly, they get promotion. Don't tell me that I can't do. I always take what I want to. I don't bark. I just bite. A direct hit to the ego tonight. Don't say it's handed to me. It's not my fault that I always win, you see. I love it. I love it. It's clear that you're feeling fear. A direct hit to the ego. My dear. Oh, I love it. I love it because nobody in modern society and the way that we use language, when somebody says, my dear, it invokes a level of prestige, of status. It is a, you can talk about me, you can talk about us all you want, but we're in charge, my dear. If you hate me, I don't want to live this way. I already warned you. I don't want to live this way. Oh, crap. If I tell you and you don't listen, my voice gets, it says lost in the, it does say lost in the friction. Sorry, I've cut that off there. In the end, the blame falls on you. It's true. I warned you. I warned you. I opened doors that you close. I don't cry. I just collect what I chose. Don't tell me that I can't do. I always take that what I want to. I don't bark. I just bite. Again, I'm sorry. I didn't transcribe these lyrics. Translate. Goodness me. Sorry, music on the brain. Translate these lyrics. So I am trusting Genius, but it's normally pretty pretty good. Don't say, I don't bark, I just bite. I don't bark. So I'm not talking shit. I don't bark. I just bite. So it's not about the fluff around this. It's about the content. It is it isn't the stuff around the stuff. You are responsible. Journalists, myself, all of this. We do the fluff. They deal with the content. They deal with the direction that the band is going in. They deal with the music, and they deal with the intentions, therefore, behind that. A direct hit to the ego tonight. Don't say it's handed to me. It's not my fault. I always win. See, it's clear that you're feeling fear. A direct hit to the ego, my dear. And then we go, no, don't tell me no. So that's what we're getting from Pow. Don't tell me the things I can't do, because I'll fucking do them. Listen, spite and pride can be very, very important. They can be vengeful. They can drive you to do things you never thought you could do. And while they aren't necessarily healthy parts of the ego, when you tell somebody they can't do something, and I say this as a neurodiverse person, I'm going to fucking do it. Think what you want to think. I hope it hurts. Don't blink. Don't tell me that I can't do. I always take what I want to. I don't bark, I just bite. A direct hit to the ego tonight. Don't say it's handed to me. It's not my fault that I always win. You see, there you are. And then direct hit to the ego, my dear. I think that the lyrics here are really on point. I love the panic chords. I love the industrialisms. I love the way that they've used breath at the very beginning to almost like a metronome. And I love the fact that it sits in a box of basically one chord. At least one structure for the entire song. And while it might not be the most musically dynamic, hello Artie, might not be the most musically dynamic of all of the Warning songs, it certainly strikes me as again, we're putting our cards, not all of them, but card by card, we are putting them on the table, revealing maybe the next part, the next evolution of the Warning. And lyrically, before we leave that behind as well, it is about refusing shame. It's about self-definition. It's about a claiming or a reclamation of confidence. And the fact that it is sung in Spanish does mean that if it was sung in English with this, maybe it could have come across as more cocksure, but I don't know. I think there was a conscious choice made in that as well, and I think it lends itself to this song beautifully. And again, going back to the title, ego implies a word that is negative. When people hear ego, they think narcissism and arrogance and selfishness. But although the title, the word ego, is in some way confrontational, it's almost a little bit sarcastic in that it could be interpreted as, oh, so you think this is ego? Okay, let's have a conversation about ego, shall we? And when one does go down that ego route of how the persona, how we project ourselves. Again, I talk about it all the time that we live in a performative society. Social media, how we want to be perceived, not necessarily where our moral compass points. There is an idea in the lyrics of you created a version of me that was acceptable to you. And then when I stepped outside of it, you got uncomfortable. That sounds like a you problem. It is almost, and for those of us out there who suffer with RSD and imposter syndrome, it's almost an inversion of that. It's, instead of it being like, well, maybe I don't deserve this, it just has a swagger and a sneer to it that goes, no, I fucking worked for this. We absolutely deserve this. Not from an arrogant perspective, but from a, listen, you want to talk shit? Okay, Let's talk shit. All right, there you are. That is my analysis of Ego. Thank you for those of you who've been waiting for me to do another warning video. I realize it's been a little while, but we have been wrapping up Sundowning, and that was heavy as fuck. Anyway, on screen now, all of my members on Ko-fi. Thank you to all of you for supporting me. All of the information about how you can become a member. You get early access to videos. There are now thousands of hours of exclusive videos. I'm making exclusive videos this week just for my members as well. Thank you to everybody. You truly are, as I say, the lifeblood of this community. And I couldn't continue to spend time analyzing and researching and doing all this stuff if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you so very much every month that you guys continue to support me. And of course, we're on Twitch as well. You can always pop in there about 3-4 times a week. We sit down and do themed streams about the 70s, the 80s, classical music, movie themes, new metal, fucking individual bands. Sometimes we'll just spend 3 or 4 hours sat there discussing them. And I'm very, very grateful for everybody who joins me there as well. And as mental as it is to me still, there is merchandise as well. If you would like to go and get yourself some of the Empathy's Power Free Range Human, University of Glencadia, whatever you fancy. Again, all of the links are below. You'll be able to find them in the description. But you are a free range human. You can do whatever you want. And I'm just very grateful that you are here and clicking on like and subscribe and all that good stuff. So yeah, this obviously won't be the end of my analyses and dives into the warning. And yeah, they're only getting bigger and better and more powerful. I'm really excited to see what this album does for them in terms of the world beating, the global warning. Sorry. So yes, thank you very much for joining me for this video today, and I shall see you for the next one.